Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Rickie. Today I created this rose gold makeup look for you. The whole time I was doing this, I was not intending to do a rose gold makeup look. I didn't know it was going to turn out this way. This is just what happened. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's only focused on the eyes. I don't actually show my face makeup in this video, but if you want to see how I usually do my face makeup for competition videos, I have other videos on my channel that you can see how I do my foundation, concealer, and other stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Alright, so to fill in my eyebrows, first I'm going to carve them out, and I'm going to be using the Louise Base Pro in the shade number 2, the Rumor. I think this is their most popular shade. Just put a little bit on the back of my hand. A little goes a long way. I've used it the last few combs, and so far I really liked it. So before we carve them out, I'm just going to brush through my brows, even though I have barely any brows. And I'm going to be using an e.l.f. concealer brush. This brush is really small. As you can see, it's literally $1. $1 brush, and it does such a good job at carving out the brows. And I'm just going to use my finger just to kind of blend out the bottom just a little bit. Alright, now that they are carved out, I'm going to be going in with my original Naked palette, and I'm going to be using the eyeshadow Dark Horse on a Sigma E15, just a very flat definer brush. Disclaimer before we go any further, I just want to address my hair situation. I literally am not a hairstylist, and I literally just threw this together before I started filming because I don't like how it looks when I just have normal hair and then I have a full face of makeup. I hate that. I always like to have my hair done before I do my competition makeup. So anyway, in this video, I know my hair is a hot mess. Let's just move forward. This is a makeup tutorial, not hair tutorial. Alright, next I'm just going to go down with a really basic nude shade. I'm going to take my Jeffree Androgyny palette, and I'm going to take the shade Safe Word, like this, and I'm taking that on a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH 30 brush, which is a pretty big blending brush, and I'm just going to put that, as you can see, very pigmented. Just going to put that in my crease from inner all the way to outer corner. Alright, as you can see, that is a super neutral shade. It's not very warm, it's not very cool. I'm going to take the Saharan palette by Juvia, and I'm going to take the shade Katsina, this shade right here. It's also just a plain brown, but this is going to be much more warm tone, taking it on the exact same brush and doing the same process as we did with the lighter shade. But as you'll see, this is going to be a little bit darker and a little bit warmer. Just still keeping it in the crease all the way from inner corner to outer corner. Okay, now I'm going to take my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm sorry I'm using so many palettes, I'm just really particular. I'm sure you could just buy one brown, neutrally warm palette and you'll be able to find all these shades. I'm going to take this shade right here. This is the shade Pukey. and I'm taking that on a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH33 brush. As you can see, this is still a blending brush, but it's much smaller. So I'm gonna place that in the crease and also from outer to inner corner, but I'm keeping this lower, so I'm not gonna blend it up. Oh, that has some dark eyeshadow on it. Alright, well, I guess we're putting a darker brown than I expected because I'm unprepared. Anyway, still, I'm just keeping that right in the middle of my crease. I'm not bringing it up, I'm not bringing it too low either. Taking the brush we just went in with, no excess product, just blending those two shades together. I decided I want to blow out that pukey shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette just a little bit more. It's so weird saying. So I'm going to take one of my Morphe M433 brushes and just a little bit of that, and I'm just going to keep that more on the outer 1/3. Okay, now that, as you can see, that camely color is blown out quite a bit more, I'm going to be taking these two brushes, which are basically the same brush. The only difference is one is by Morphe and one is by MAC. This is the MAC 217 and the Morphe M433. I always use this for black and this for dark brown, dark purple, dark any color right before the black. So I'm going to use this first, I'm going to take a dark brown, and then after that I'm going to take the MAC 217 and go in with a black. We'll just stay in the Jaclyn palette because it's in front of me. I'm going to go in with this kind of chocolatey shade right here on the Morphe M433. Tap off the excess, and first I'm just going to pat right in the outer V. Just patting motion. Now that we have something like this, I actually decided I don't want to do any black eyeshadow today, which is really weird because I usually always like to have black eyeshadow. We are going to do black eyeliner, but I don't want any black eyeshadow. I want to move on to the glitters and pigments now. I'm just obsessed with glitter. Okay, so to do this, I'm going to take the eyeshadow base that we used to prime our eyes, whatever is left on my hand, and another e.l.f. brush. This is the e.l.f. smudger brush. As you can see, it's very small. It's a dome shape, which is going to help me get the shape that I want, which is going to be kind of like a half-cut crease. So taking that on the edge of my brush, first I'm going to start with the inner corner. And I'm going to stop when I get to about a little bit past halfway. So if this is halfway, just a little bit past that, and just stamp in the bottom. First glitter I'm going to be using is literally just a pure, I don't know if you can see, pure gold glitter. And I'm going to be taking that on a Jaclyn Hill JH42 brush, which actually is quite flexible, as you can see. And I'm just choosing to use a flexible brush because I don't want a stiff brush, because I want it to, if I use a stiff brush, it's not going to blend very well from the base into the eyeshadow. if I'm using a softer brush, it's gonna blend easily. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in that. And I'm gonna be focusing this on the outer half. When we're getting it into the shadow, kind of just super light dabbing motions. Yeah, kind of like that. Now I'm gonna wipe this off so there's a lot less on it. And I'm just gonna dab this glitter into the eyeshadow. Kind of like that. And then I'm also gonna, for real, dab it off this time and kind of just dab the middle line, because we don't just want a straight line. We do want it to blend into the pigment that we're going to be applying on the inner third of our eye. It's a little bit better. Now I'm going to be taking my Inglot pigment, and this is what it looks like. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see in the cap. It's in the shade 119. It is their AMC Pure Pigment Eyeshadow, and I love this pigment. I just put a tiny bit into the cap. Not a tiny bit, kind of like a lot. For this application, I'm going to be using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH 40 brush, and as you can see, this is domed. I love using this brush because when I go on the inside, obviously I want to get right into the inner corner, and since this is pointy, it's very easy to place it precisely. So taking a little bit of that in the cap, this pigment is very reflective and there will be fallout, so don't be scared. Now, easily you could just choose to do the gold, or you could just choose to do the pink pigment. It would look good either way. For me, I didn't want to do just all gold because this gold glitter is a little bit too yellow for me. I did have a different gold that I was going to use for this video until I picked it up and spilled it everywhere, so I have no more of that glitter left. And I didn't want to put this all over it because then it just looks like freaking yellow on my eyelids, and unless I'm wearing a yellow dress, I don't want that. And maybe even if I'm wearing a yellow dress, I don't want that. So I decided to use just a little bit of this and also go over with the pigment because I like using different colors. I love experimenting with colors and makeup in different ways. You obviously can use literally any glitter or pigment color that you want. Just if you're going for like a silver, or if you're going for a purple or blue, or something more in the cooler tone family, you're definitely going to want to use different base shadows. Since I use such warm brown eyeshadows before I use the pigments, it made sense to use a warm pigment or a bronze or a brown glitter or something like that. Okay, I'm going to be taking the same eyeliner as I do every tutorial, the Kat Von D tattoo liner. You always want to start with a thin line. It's better than a thick line, because trust me, it's gonna get thicker as time progresses. Before I finish this, I'm gonna go do the other side. I'm gonna take the top off, see what we're working with. Okay, I'm going to be using my Inglot gel liner. I'm just going to be taking that on an e.l.f. brush. I'm just going to be tight lining, so underneath. And a tiny bit on top. Just because I want it extra black. my eyelashes are drying, I'm just going to take a little bit of mascara. You can use any mascara and just coat the lashes once. I just want to make sure that they're black. Lashes on. Now that my eyelashes are on, I'm going to go wet my beauty sponge, and I'm going to come back and do my foundation, concealer, and powder before we finish off the eyes. Okay, so now that my face is done, I have put basically all my face makeup except my highlighter, because I always do that at the end. We're going to move on to the lower lash line now. First, we're going to go back into our Saharan palette by Juvia. We're going to take the same shade that we did before, which is the Katsina shade. I'm taking that on a Morphe M433 brush. Alright, now that shadow is on, I'm going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette again, and I'm just going to go in with this chocolatey brown shade on a Morphe E18 brush, which is basically the same brush as the last one, and I'm going to keep this mostly on the outer edge. Alright, now taking the same gel eyeliner and the same brush that I used to tightline, I'm going to do the same thing on the waterline, and I'm also going to bring it down so we just have a nice thin, hopefully thin eyeliner from the outer corner to the inner corner. But first I'm going to waterline. Alright, as you can see, when you add the black on the lower lash line, in my opinion, this eye looks much bigger than this eye, and that's what I really like about doing the black liner all the way around your eye. But I always advise people, if they're gonna add black eyeshadow, black eyeliner on the bottom, to keep it as thin of a line as possible if you're gonna do an even line all the way across, or to have it be a little bit heavier on the outer lower lash line, and as it gets to your inner corner, have it become thinner, 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 and thinner. This creates a really more of a cat eye because it's getting small into much bigger. But I also like this technique where it's basically the same width all the way across, but it is thin. You don't want to bring the black down too much because that's just not good. So we're going to try to do the same thing on the other side. I would recommend putting on your lower lash mascara right now, but the eyeliner basically kind of painted my lower lashes, as you can see. So if I add mascara onto them, it's not really going to do anything, but if your eyeliner didn't do that, put on your lower lash mascara. I love this part so much. I just love glitter in general, and then when you add liquid forms of it where you can be so precise, this is just like heaven. So I have these two shimmer glitter liquid eyeliner things. I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. It's basically just their glitter eyeliner. It's in the shade Pink Opal. What I like about this is that it reflects, as you can see, lots of different colors, but the main reflect is going to be pink, and I feel like it's going to complement the Inglot pigment that we put on the inner third of our eye really well. And first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go inner corner, like underneath. You could very easily leave it like this, or without any glitter at all. I'm just going to add the tiniest amount right where that pink ends. Hoo-hoo! Okay, so I just used the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade 08 Pink Lust or Passion Rose. I don't know why there's two names on this. You can use any lipstick you want. This is just what I would choose. I'm also going to go over it with a gloss, just a clear gloss. I don't think I'm going to surprise anyone by using Champagne Pop. And that, guys, is the end of this video. I hope you like what I came up with, this kind of bronzy gold, pinky, cat eye look. Personally, I would go out on the competition and wear this, and I do only standard now. And if I was still doing Latin, I would also go out with this. So I think whether you're doing standard or Latin, this look could work for you, and you can always taper it to whatever you want, whatever color your dress is, whatever lipstick you want, whatever glitter, pigment, anything you want, you can change. These tutorials that I make are really just to show how I achieved the look, not to tell you exactly what you have to do. But yeah, I really like how this look turned out, and I hope you guys did too. Let me know what you guys want to see next down below, and what you thought of this look. How do you think I did? What would you do differently? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want to know what's up. My personal Instagram is RickieT.Dubovyk, and my beauty Instagram, where I post pictures of my makeup, pictures of my clients' makeup, and bookings that I'm doing for competitions, is at RickieT.Beauty. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. A rose gold makeup for you guys. Makeup. Oh, I just spilled glitter everywhere. What am I doing? Why is there eyeshadow primer on my leg? Now I'm gonna need to... Excuse me. Sparkles. Whew, technical difficulties. There's eyeshadow in my eye. I love this. Now that my eyelashes are on. So now that my eyelashes are on, now that my eyelashes are on, I like glitter. I just love glitter so much. I will just pour this all over my face. We love a glowy sister. But I'm just obsessed. I'm addicted. And I have a problem.